If you have gone through too much, let me confront you. You don't just cope. You've been rewired. And if you think your pain only damaged you, this video will expose something deeper. Because gone through too much psychology doesn't just create scars. It creates the rarest kind of strength. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people who suffered deeply don't feel strong. They feel tired. Different. Guarded. They ask, why do I feel different after trauma? Stay until the end, because I'll show you the psychological strength signs that prove your suffering didn't just hurt you. It transformed you. Let's start with something people misunderstand. Mental strength versus emotional strength are not the same. Mental toughness from trauma is the ability to endure. Emotional strength psychology is the ability to feel and stay present. If you've survived abuse, neglect, betrayal, or abandonment, psychology of surviving hard times shows that trauma rewires brain psychology. How suffering rewires the brain isn't poetic. It's biological. Your nervous system adapted. Your perception sharpened. Your awareness deepened. That's why people who suffered a lot psychology often develop high emotional depth personality traits. Deep emotional strength traits don't look loud. They look calm. Why strong people stay quiet is explained by quiet strength psychology. When you've endured chaos, you don't crave noise. Strength and silence psychology shows that calm but strong personality types rarely need validation. They've already faced worse internally than most people ever will externally. And here's the paradox. Why trauma creates empathy and why trauma increases empathy are connected. Empathy after trauma psychology happens because pain forces you to understand pain. You read rooms faster. You sense microshifts in tone. You understand emotional intelligence after trauma on an intuitive level. That's not weakness. That's rare emotional traits psychology in action. Let's go deeper. Why pain changes personality is not random. Personality changes after trauma happen because your survival mindset psychology activates. You become hyper-independent personality traits without meaning to. Hyper-independence trauma psychology develops when you learn no one was coming to save you. So now you save yourself. Independence from trauma psychology feels empowering. But it can also make you guarded personality psychology. Reserved personality after trauma isn't coldness. It's strategy. Why strong people avoid drama? Because they've survived real battles. Now here's something most people don't realize. Post-traumatic growth psychology shows that trauma and personal growth are not opposites. Transformation after trauma psychology is real. Strength from adversity psychology is visible in how you handle conflict. Why I handle pain differently psychology often means your threshold expanded. High pain tolerance psychology doesn't mean you feel less. It means you endured more. And endurance builds something rare. Psychology of emotional endurance and mental endurance traits are the backbone of resilient mindset psychology. Why resilient people don't quit isn't motivation. It's conditioning. When you've hit rock bottom and survived, your brain learns one truth. I can survive this too. That's inner resilience psychology. But here's the deeper layer. Why pain creates wisdom. Wise beyond years psychology often shows up in trauma survivor personality traits. Old soul personality traits develop because childhood trauma strength traits forced early maturity. Trauma and maturity psychology are linked. You had to grow up faster. That creates deep thinkers after trauma. You observe more. You trust slowly. You speak carefully. And yes, why strong people are misunderstood is because most people mistake quiet for weakness. But quiet strength psychology is not passive. It's controlled power. Now let's talk about empathy and leadership. Why trauma creates leaders and leadership after hardship psychology show that those who endured hardship often develop psychology of inner power. They don't dominate. They understand. Psychology of overcoming adversity creates emotionally resilient personality traits that make others feel safe. That's strength born from struggle. But let's be honest. Gone through too much psychology also creates shadows. Self-control from suffering can turn into emotional repression psychology. Emotional regulation after trauma can become emotional suppression. Mental patterns after trauma can lead to guarded connections. So the rare strength you built must evolve. Healing through hardship psychology isn't about pretending the pain helped. It's about integrating it. Overcoming trauma psychology doesn't erase scars. It teaches you how to use them. Psychology of personal transformation begins when you realize you're not just surviving anymore. You're choosing. And here's the final truth. Why suffering builds character and character shaped by hardship psychology aren't romantic ideas. They're the reason you feel stronger after everything. You don't react the way you used to. You don't panic the way others do. You don't crumble under pressure. Psychology of enduring pain shows that your nervous system adapted to chaos. Now normal stress feels smaller. That's mental toughness mindset psychology. That's emotional intelligence after trauma. That's rare mental strength traits. You survived what was meant to break you. And if you've ever wondered why I survived everything psychology, it's because strength and suffering are connected in ways most people never understand. You are not just strong. You are psychologically transformed. And the rarest part? You don't even see it yet. But now, you do.